What's the funniest stories you have? Back when I was in divinity school, I spent a summer as a student chaplain at a hospital. Part of our program was to take turns spending a few weekend nights in the emergency room, usually the busiest time of the week. One night, the radio crackled with a message. Paramedics are bringing in a patient with a gunshot wound to the head. Instantly, the atmosphere changed. All the casual chatter stopped mid-sentence. Doctors and nurses moved with laser focus, pulling on gloves, prepping equipment. You could feel the adrenaline surge through the room. This was what they trained for, what they lived for. One of the doctors glanced at me, the one person there who didn't have a real job to do. And as he snapped on his gloves, he warned me, "You're about to see a lot of blood." I tried to steady myself. I'd never been this close to urban chaos before. Meanwhile, the staff looked ready, calm, sharp, perfectly in sync. Then in the middle of all that tension, an EMT rolled in an elderly man sitting quietly in a wheelchair. The team waved him toward a treatment bay, but barely looked at him. Their eyes were still on the doors, waiting for the gunshot victim to arrive. Then the EMT said almost casually, "This is the gunshot wound to the head." Everyone froze. The man just sat there, calm as could be. Turned out, he'd been watching someone shoot cans with a BB gun and caught a BB in the scalp. For a second, there was silence. Then the entire trauma team burst out laughing. The adrenaline, the tension, all gone in an instant. The paramedics just smiled like, "Gotcha." They definitely worded that call on purpose. I'm not sure anyone ever told the poor guy that he'd been the setup for a practical joke on the entire trauma center. But that night, I learned something important. Emergency personnel have a very unique sense of humor.